Those wins coming by way of knockout against only 3 defeats. He enters the ring tonight as a former 2-time British and Commonwealth light middleweight champion. He is currently ranked number 3 by the WBC. Tonight, he is your reigning European light middleweight champion. Please welcome Jamie Morsey Moore. 12 3-minute rounds, boxers please.
Jamie, come on. Okay, lads, you both know the rules. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both you watch your heads. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
One of the best matches anywhere in Britain in 2009. Finally, Jamie Moore and Ryan Rhodes, 2 light middleweight stalwarts, wonderful servants on the domestic scene over the last decade meet. 74 wins, 52 knockouts between them, both in super form and both desperate for a world title crack. Really significant fight with left hand from Jamie Moore, who's on a roll of knockout wins and will be looking to start hard and fast.
Well, Moore's landed with the first 2 punches he's thrown, which is a big surprise. Ryan Rhodes just pushed onto his heel there. And I just feel both fighters here tick all the boxes, but I feel Moore has a hardness that Rhodes can't match. He can match him for power because he's so surprising with his punches, but for sheer raw strength and hardness, I think that's where Moore comes out on top, and he's imposing himself immediately.
We certainly saw that in the domestic epic against Matthew Macklin. He came through the frenetic pace set by the Birmingham man to win in 10 enthralling rounds.
Rhodes has a kind of overly relaxed look about himself in the opening rounds. This is better, this is more positive. He seemed as though he had it in his mind to box himself into this. You can't do that at this level. Mind on the job.
I'm sure the Rhodes camp, their tactics will be to keep away from Moore for 2 or 3 rounds and then try and outbox him back up the Salford man. A little bit like Scott Dixon did many years ago. Good body shots from Ryan Rhodes. He's got plenty of heart and grit himself. The ups and downs of his career, but he's still with us.
Moore seems able to walk into range whenever he pleases this early. Not good signs for Ryan Rhodes. I thought it'd been more tricky. I thought the tricks he learned coming up in the Ingle gym, he would have employed those early, but he's standing his ground. Moore must be loving this.
Reddening already under the right eye, and a little bump as well on the forehead of Ryan Rhodes as Moore just looks to stalk him down and punch through him. Such a huge physical light middleweight, Jamie Moore. And Ryan Rhodes has spent years grinding down to the 11-stone limit. Says he feels better than ever, but he's 32 now, Rhodes.
That was better, a bit more spite in his punches there, but Moore has so much more of a business-like look about what he's doing here. You can see he's serious, whereas Rhodes a little bit relaxed looking in the opening round.
Hurling in a body shot, powerful start from Jamie Moore.
Not seeing the belief in Rhodes is what I would like to see. Excellent start for Jamie Moore.
Beats all over the place, Jay, you can see that.
Welcome back, the corner of Jamie Moore, Oliver Harrison, who's been with him for many years.
Come on. Your body's not ready yet. You need to warm up and you're throwing the big shots, so come on. Sharp shots, stand up.
Dave Colwell, so experienced. Also part of that Brendan Ingle camp in Sheffield, where Ryan Rhodes emerged from alongside Nassim Hamad and Johnny Nelson. What wonderful times they were. The Spice Boy back in the late 90s. Now a more hardened professional. Still with a slippery style and the boxing ability. Can he deal with the toughness and the defence of Jamie Moore too?
Well, it's a different Ryan Rhodes that's come off the stool for this round. At least he looks as though he's about to set about the business properly. He just looks so relaxed, as though he was going to box his way into this. But can he stem the attacks of Moore?
It's the round where Ryan Rhodes fell apart in his second world title challenge against Jason Matthews. Good body work from Moore. It's already becoming grueling early.
Well, this is definitely the kind of fight that Jamie Moore planned, and Ryan Rhodes is obliging.
Oliver Harrison was telling him in the corner not to land the heavy shots yet. To Moore.
See,
Rhodes backing off.
I think you need a jab to stop Moore in his tracks. If you allow him to get close, he's going to do as he pleases. He's so strong. And Rhodes is not trying the jab. He's allowing him to get close and trading with him up close. This is not the tricky Ryan Rhodes that I expected to see.
Not quite settled, Rhodes. And Moore just pushing these punches through. Right hand from Rhodes. Sense he needs some confidence in these early rounds.
Well, it just showed there that he could spring the hurtful punches. But I'm surprised with the tactics that he's showing. I expected much more movement. I mean, what Moore's doing is fairly predictable. Not easy, not difficult to solve out. But he's overpowering Rhodes at the moment.
He's controlling the ring, Jim, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, and he's decided what kind of fight this is going to be.
Uppercut. One of the favourite punches in the Moore arsenal. Blocking the body, Rhodes. That was good under the elbow. I've got a feeling that Moore's just a bit of an on-top fighter. And if they can get through 3 or 4 rounds, they can push him back and outbox him.
Well, there's the jab I expected to see. As Rhodes tumbled, maybe that's the only punch that will stop Moore's march forward. Good body shot.
European light middleweight title on the line. He's thrown more, he's landed 10 more. The champion Jamie Moore. It's not been a settled start for Ryan Rhodes in this challenge. The black trunks, the family man from Salford with his kids Mikey and Olivia, Jamie Moore, and Ryan Rhodes in the silver. And you can see the odds, big shift towards Jamie Moore, 12-1 on now to when he was 4-1 on at the beginning of the fight. Rhodes might have to go through a great deal if he's going to win this.
Well, if he wants to stand his ground, that's fair enough. I mean, he's good enough to do that, but he's got to put real stiffness into the punches, get some power in. The popping shots are no good. Signs that he's maybe going to start doing that in this round.
Former British Commonwealth and now the European holder, Jamie Moore. Traditional route, wants the WBC title. This is an eliminator as well for that belt that Sergio Martinez holds.
Nice uppercut inside from Moore. I mean, the crowd are certainly delighted with Rhodes' tactics. This is great stuff to watch. No clinching, just toe-to-toe. Not a clinch. Tremendous punches, hurtful punches from each man. Good body shot from Moore.
He has a juicy one there from Jamie Moore. Picked it well. Turning Rhodes. That tight defence and the ability to wear opponents down more.
See,
Already
Rhodes,
backing up Rhodes.
well, Rhodes is so good at making fighters miss and then catching them cleanly in the chin. But with these tactics, Moore's chin is down between his chest, pumping out the punches. Definitely not the plan. I think Rhodes should have brought in here.
Won the European belt in this round against the former world champion at welterweight, Michele Pitarillo, with body shots, and he's starting to plant a couple on Ryan Rhodes, and there's one to the head, and he's shaken here a little, Ryan Rhodes, and he's been taken out in 3 before by Lee Blundell. Can Moore capitalise?
I mean, standing in ground, in range with a leaky defence, just asking for trouble. There's a body shot again from Moore. Moore is loving this. The crowd are loving it. The only one who I expect should be changing it is Ryan Rhodes.
Finding holes and gaps, too many of them. Jamie Moore, it's a big session for the champion.